Hey guys, so today's video is going to be really special and I'm so excited for it. It's a collab video the collab is a blog post actually, and I will put all the information below. But the blogger is Joy and Crafter, and she's a new blogger. She just started, but she has been like a huge supporter of mine and I couldn't thank her enough. So when she reached out to do this, I was like, yes, of course. Thank you. I want to do this now. Let's do it. So, just to start, I'm going to tell you some things about her blog, and then we'll get into the knitting part of the video. And it's actually a tutorial video on how to knit and purl stitch. So, it's going to be awesome. So, first of all, she's a new blogger. I don't know that her blog is even out yet, but I will link it below, as well as her Twitter and how to follow her and stuff, because she's really funny. So what her blog is, and I think it's amazing concept, is it's for people who are in a rut or not feeling themselves and just not the happiest that they can be, and it tries to encourage them to learn something new, pick themselves up, and just teach them how to be happy. So crafting can have a really big effect on a person, like making something on your own and just putting all that work into something, and like the end result being something you can wear, gift, do something with. Any one of those, like, that is amazing feeling, and it's just a feeling of accomplishment, and it can really change someone's mood. And I'm all for this. So I'm so happy that she reached out to work with me. I mean, I'm so excited for this, and I hope you guys like her as well. I will put all her information below, like I said, so go check her out and tell her that I sent you. So for the tutorial, it's going to be similar to my crochet video where I did single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. I just did like all the basics and crammed it into one video, and that's kind of what I'm going to do here, except I think this is way easier because knitting and purling are the basics of knitting. Like, those are the two main stitches that you'll ever need to know, but a lot of people have like a separate video for each, and I think it would just be beneficial to put it all in one, because you really should be learning both at the same time so that you can progress. Because even like beginner patterns for knitting, like, they have probably a knit or a purl in it, or like a stockinette or a garter, and you might not know how to do it. So this will hopefully teach you everything that you need to know. Remember to go follow Joy and Crafter on Twitter and everything that I post below, and tell her that I sent you. And now let's get to knitting.
So we're going to start with the knit stitch first. I casted on 10 stitches. I think that's a simple, good, round number to work with, and it's easy and works out pretty quickly. I just wanted to mention one thing before we start. So the needle with the stitches on it was going to be held in our left hand, and then this needle that we're working with, or the knitted stitches will go onto, is going to be our right hand. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But as you can see, I'm holding in my left hand the casted on stitches, and in my right hand is going to be the working needle, or the naked one, the one that has nothing on it. It's naked. Okay, so let's start. Another thing is that I said I casted on 10 stitches, but I also lined them up. And this isn't necessary, but it's just a good habit to get yourself into. So I lined up all my stitches, and now I have my working yarn, and we're going to place it behind me. The working yarn is just the yarn that's attached to the ball of yarn. So we want that held behind us. And now we're going to insert our hook into the stitch, and I like to think of it as going underneath the stitch and behind. So under and behind for a knit stitch. So I get into it, and now I created an X. As you can see, I have an X with my needles. And that's just how we're going to do it for the knit stitch. And now we're just going to wrap our yarn in a clockwise motion around the right-handed needle, and we're going to take that yarn that is wrapped and we're going to lead it through the stitch that is on our left-handed needle. Does that make sense? So we're going to lead it through, and now I'm going to place my finger on it and lead it off of the left-handed onto the right. And now we have our first knitted stitch. And I'm just going to repeat that a couple times so that you guys can see it in action. So under and behind. That's the most important thing to learn first. And then just leading the yarn. It takes practice, practice, and more practice. Under, behind, wrap, and lead it through. This is also a great example of not making your stitches too tight, because then it becomes impossible to work with. So don't do it too tight. Just leave it pretty loose. I'm also going to slow this down for you, and that way you won't have to watch it, pause it, rewind it. Hopefully it's slow enough for you that you can see what you have to do. Yeah, but just remember to practice, and here is the slow-mo version for your pleasure. Oh God, I'm so weird. By the way, that first and last stitch, always the hardest. Always. So now that we did the knit stitch, which is behind, the purl stitch is going to be in front. So if knit was under, purl was on top of. And it's going to be the same thing. We're going to insert our hook, wrap our yarn counterclockwise, and then lead that stitch off of the hook. So counterclockwise, we're still going to make the X, but now the right-handed needle is in front. So you'll see that it is in front, and we're counterclockwise wrapping, or we're wrapping counterclockwise, and then we're just leading the stitch off of the hook. I also have a slow-mo version of this, so don't worry. I know basically this is the exact opposite of a knit stitch. So let's get to the slow-mo one. I think that'll help you more.
like the video. I hope you subscribe to my channel. Oh my god, I'm dying. So I hope, remember to follow Joy in Crafting. Are you recording? Do. Fit around. What? Hey guys.